Hello again, lockpicking Paul here, and what I've got tonight is a 6-pin Union Euro cylinder, which normally would be nothing special. They're normally very easy to get open with only a few security pins, normally good feedback, normally very worn because they're quite old. And I got this as part of a bundle of locks on eBay when I was first starting picking. And I could open every other lock, but not this one. In fact, this lock would just jam up, seize, the pins would drop into a deep false set, and then I couldn't get it to open, just would stick there. Now, normally, Unions, as I said, are no trouble, but this one has ASSA Abloy branding on it, and that's normally a sign that you're in for some trouble. And that's absolutely true with this lock. In absolute frustration, I stuck a rake in it, and I got it open by raking the lock open. So I gutted it, took it apart, and what I found was countermilling and spools in every single chamber with really sharp edges, and this thing just binds up on itself. So, you know, ASSA Abloy, I didn't know ASSA Abloy back then, but now I know if you see that name on the front of a lock, it generally means you're in for a rare old time. So what I thought I'd do is recreate that. We'll hopefully rake this open, gut it, and I'll show you what's inside. So, now it doesn't always rake quickly because those spools do jam up. But let's try our luck. There you go. So yeah, I had to reset that sort of half a dozen times as I was raking it because those spools just kept catching and binding. So let's get the pinning tray. I should bring that down a bit more. Give myself some room to maneuver. I'm just going to move that so it's minimize the chances of it relocking. Right, I think I shall stick a shim in there. Right, just going to give you a close up on that. There you go, counter milling in each of the cores. Which makes a huge difference to how this lock picks. Absolutely huge. Right, let's get these drivers out. Sorry, key pins. for the drivers. So a spool, and they're all going to be like that. I'll do a close-up in a minute, because the reason that this lock is rakeable is in the key pins. All steel springs. I think there's countermilling inside the Bible. No. Oh, is there? Hang on, what's that? I think it's marked more than it's... there's a pick. Let's have a little feel. No, it's not marked. It's not milled or anything. It's just marked. Put that spring back in that Bible. Right. So hopefully that's obvious. There is some variation in those key pins, but not a lot. I think key pins 1. There's very little. I think there's one cut difference between 1 and 2. There's one cut difference between 2 and 3. There's only very shallow bitting on this. And I think if this had had anything, just one of those pins had been a high or a low cut, it wouldn't have been rakeable. So what you've got is a lock which, you know, on paper has a lot of security, but in practice has been killed off with very poor bitting. Still, nasty lock to single pin pick. But it goes to show, perhaps you should stick a rake in a lock first to see if you can get it open. Anyway, nice short one for tonight. That's all I had, and I hope you enjoyed that. Enjoy your picking. Cheers.